Closing the achievement gap has been a hot-button issue and so far an unreachable goal for the county's school system. The County Council's Education Committee and school officials recently met to talk about what's being done about it.
It is a moral imperative, and as was already mentioned by a couple council members, the future of our community rests on it, and there is no community that I'm aware of that has more capacity, more goodwill to make this happen.
But that's not what the most recent report on the high schools has pointed out. The report says the gap between the success of students in different races and income levels is widening.
The school system shared with the committee is that they are looking at their programming, they're looking at their strategies and trying to make sure that they come up with something that's coherent and really effective at trying to bend the curve.
In addition to school programs and community engagement, Council President Craig Rice suggests school boundaries could be a way to close the achievement gap.
That is that difficult discussion about creating those new kinds of changes that are difficult. And I understand, look, am I going to get somebody who's mad because they used to be in Wooten and they're not in the Wooten cluster? Sure. But if it's for the betterment of all, I'm willing to have those discussions.
Councilmember Cherri Branson, who sits on the Education Committee, said redistricting should be part of the solution.
I'm very troubled by this notion that somehow boundaries are off limits. We can't change them. We change them for everything else. We change boundaries all the time. People don't like it usually, but it happens.
School officials touted their efforts to try to close the gap using a new program to identify at-risk kids and working to get more parents involved in their kids' education. Closing the gap, they say, will take a few different solutions, including a look at special programs and which schools offer them.
There's no one single issue, whether it's redrawing a boundary or whether it's a housing policy or transportation, that's going to solve it.
Council President Rice expects a follow-up meeting between the council and the school board in the next 3 to 6 months to evaluate the school's measures in closing the gap. For MyMC Media, I'm Krista Brick.